Well, I'm just carrying on from where I left off on the last video, which was a live. This one's just a video, so you don't have to put up with looking at me as well. And I get the opportunity to make mistakes and have them edited out just like they never happened. So if you watched the last one, you'll know that we're just in the position of putting this in. And what is this, you may ask? Well, if you haven't seen the previous video, I shall show you what it is. We're making a lapbook. This is it. So far, we've got this done, this done. We need to put a proper sort of journal in the middle, really, but that's going to be the last thing that I do, I think. And at the moment, we're busy working on this page. And this page is like this. It has that on there, and we've got two tags that are going in there, like that and like that, and they're really pretty on the back. They look like that, which is nice. So that's going to go there, sort of square, if you get my drift, not wonky like that. And then we've got this page that comes over there, and then that, and then that. Or you can fold it up differently if you want to, however you want to do it, whatever. So anyway, that's where we're at. And I'm going to sew around those before they go in, but I'm not going to put them in until I've decorated all of these pages, put the embellishments on, because I think it's going to be easier to put the embellishments on while this is a free agent rather than attached into the book. So I'm just going to work my way kind of methodically through it, and we're on to this one now. So this was the pocket that I cut out, and I really like that, but it is just the book paper and it's not really thick enough to be a pocket, a substantial pocket. So I've had a bit of a rootle through my drawers, as you do, and I found this. It's a Paper Mania capsule collection, premium textured cardstock in greens. Now, I have never bought this knowingly set out to buy this, but what Justin does sometimes is goes to auctions, and if there's a load of crafting stuff, paper crafting stuff, he'll just buy the whole lot, which might be sort of 6 boxes of stuff, and you sort of root through it, keep the bits you want, do what you've got to do with the rest. And I think that's where this came from, because, like I say, I have never set out, and I don't think it's actually ever been opened. So I need to open it and see what lies within. It might be that it's not suitable for what we want. I don't know. It might be that it's just exactly what we want. Might be a bit thick, I don't know. Let's have a look anyway. I don't know how to get into these. There we are. There we are. Okay. Oh no, that's quite nice. It's quite a nice thickness. So let's see what colours we've got. So there's that sort of emeraldy green. Then there's that. That's nice. That's kind of Edith Holden-y, isn't it? Bottle green. Not so keen. My school uniform was bottle green. It's put me off it for life. I think that's a bit too green, but I'll leave it out anyway. That's a bit pale, I think. If you're going to use green, let's use green. And there's that. So put those ones to one side, and let's just have a little play with these ones and see, because what I'm thinking is that I'm going to make it like a double pocket. So I'm going to have a pocket behind this pocket, sort of there. I don't think that one really goes. Let's try this one. That one might be alright. Oh, there is. I thought I laid 3 out. Oh, obviously, no, this one as well. Yeah, this one isn't right. Or is it? Quite like that one. I'm thinking, you know, that as much as I don't like bottle green, it might be the right colour for the job. So me telling you that I don't like it, well, I don't like it really, but I think it might be, yeah, it does go nicely with that. Okay, so after all our groovy greens, we're back to bottle green. But, you know, you've got to choose what's right for the job, haven't you? So now I know what's in there, I might use them, get them used up. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to back this in coffee stained, the stuff that I use, 160 grams weight, and then I'm going to make another pocket, same shape, but in this green, just to go behind it. I think that'll be quite nice, a bit more of a feature on the page. So I could make it quite high up if I wanted to. I could make it up to there. Yeah. Okay, I think that's what I'll do. Or I could make it really narrow. See, this is what goes on when you junk journal. It's just not all straightforward. There's an awful lot of should I? Shall I? Not sure. You've got to imagine that corner's not there. It's just what I'm going to make this tag out of that's going to go in the pocket. That's the thing. And I'd quite like to make it out of this green with another picture on it. So stop procrastinating, let's get on here. Enough procrastination already. Right. Do you think ever in my life I would get through a video without going, where's my, whatever. In this case, it's where's my piece of kitchen towel that is supposed to be working as a protector against me mucking up on that. So is that thick enough to be the edge of a... Or do you want two pockets? One there and one there. Yeah, two pockets is what I want. Okay, that was an easy decision. See, it's awful, isn't it? You've got to sacrifice this picture for the one on the other side, but you can't make facsimiles of it. It's under copyright, so it can't be done. So you've just got to buy another copy of the book so as you can use one on one side and one on the other. Fortunately, nowadays, these Edith Holden books aren't very expensive at all. And my favourite bookstore, which is the charity shop, generally has lots of them, or gets lots of them in. And now they know I'm looking for them, they actually ring me up and tell me when they've got a copy of it, which is brilliant. Hello, got another copy of Edith Holden. Do you still want it? Yep. Yes, I do. So make sure that's nice and flat. And we'll just cut round that. And then we'll have two pockets. Don't necessarily have to put something in each pocket, but we might. Just for the sheer fun of it. And because frankly, at the moment, what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do that could put indoors that could possibly be as much fun as junk journaling? I'm asking it's a ladies kind of question. I'm not asking the men because I'd get a different answer. I know that. Right, so that's nice. That's going to go there, and I'm actually going to stitch around that before I do it. Well, I'm going to ink it, and then I'm going to stitch it. And while I'm over at the sewing machine, I'm going to go around these two large tags with a sewing machine as well. Got quite a lot of sewing in this journal actually so far, so and I like it. I like the look of it. Looks nice. So, have I inked those? Yes, I'm ahead of the game. Right, so I'll be back as soon as I have sewn around these. I'm back. We're all sewn up, and I've done the 2 tags as well, so they're ready to go. Just as a matter of interest, I might have told you this before, but if you do some sewing and the back side is going to be seen as well as the front side, then if you take your bone folder and just rub over your stitches, it knocks them back into the paper, because sometimes the back of stitches can look a bit not so nice as the front. But if you knock them back in, they won't be perfect like the front, but they'll be nice enough. Unfortunately, I've just sewn straight through that bit there that says notes, but never mind. So there we are, they're ready to use when we need them. Don't lose them. So back to this pocket. So I want it not very much higher than this one, and this is the full width, so I can take my width for the pocket off this one that I've got. That's what I'm trying to say. So I need to come down there and then a little bit higher, say there, and there. And now I'll worry about that angle once I get this taken off. So straight down there. And just along the top there, straight with a quilting ruler. It's easy to straighten things up along the side. So there we go. I want to just see what angle I need. Well, if I push that straight up to the top, draw that angle on, then I can come down a little bit. In my head this is making sense, so let's just hope it makes sense in reality. Seeing that pencil line isn't easy, but it just about can. We'll go to there and hope that's okay. Let's have a look. Oh, no, that's not right. Let's bring it down a bit then. No, what I need to make sure is that I get my apex exactly where that is. So I need it to be there. Fair enough. And I need this one to be there. Oh my goodness. Shows you, doesn't it? It's not as straightforward as you might think. Or maybe you did think. Maybe it's just me that didn't think. Right, let's cut that off. And I've still got the merest hint of a mark there, so I'll go with that. Oh, I'm just going to measure it again. I can't just keep chopping bits of card up. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's have a look anyway. Let's chop that off, see where we're at. Yeah, I think we're all right. It's okay. This could do with coming down just a smidge. Is there a formula for this sort of thing? I don't know. How do people know when to cut? I do not know. Is it just trial and error? I think we're going to be all right this time. Feel it. Feel it. Yes, that's fine. That's nice. Lovely. Right, so I need to chop that off at the bottom then, where we want it chopped off. And then decide whether that card is actually thick enough to stand up on its own, or whether it's going to need backing. Look at all these blinking scraps I've got of green paper now. Or card, should I say. I don't know what thickness this is. I'll tell you now in a sec. Does it say? It says 216. That's an odd number, isn't it? 216, but anyway, that's what it says. So the question of the moment is this green card thick enough on its own? I think it is. It's relatively heavyweight. I'm just going to take a smidge off there. Why, you ask? I just feel it would look better. That's why. So we can glue those in. Yeah, see, that does look better. That's much better. Right, so let's glue these in, as in two pockets. This one and this one. So where's the bit of paper gone? You could have a drinking game going, couldn't you, with every time I say where's the, you have a drink. Where's my, you'd end up pretty sloshed. Oh, that's going to look nice, isn't it? Right, so get the glue out. This is just on the cusp of not needing backed. Just on the very cusp. If it was any thinner, I'd definitely back it. But I think we're all right. I think we'll get away with that. So this is Aileen's super tacky glue I'm using. I put it in this little plastic bottle here because it's got a nice fine nib. I don't know what you call it. Nozzle. Just makes it easier to get a nice little bead of glue out rather than the big gob of glue that comes out of the other container. And I've Justin's just bought me a gallon bottle of Aileen's. It's kind of gigantic. So I'm leaving the top not glued, obviously, because it's a pocket, and if you glue it, you won't be able to put anything in your pocket, so it'll be just like a complete and utter waste of time. So make sure that it's square, that it's right. Lovely. Push it down firmly. If there's any glue comes out, make sure you clear it up at this stage. It does dry clear, but it looks better if it's not there in the first place. So that's that. I'm just going to brayer it down, make sure we've got a bit of good contact going on. And then same with this. I'm just going to go around where the stitching lines are. Not on the top. Don't forget. Don't put your glue on the top. it's easy. It's kind of easy when you're following the sewing line all the way around to do the top as well. And it wouldn't be the first time I've done it, I can tell you that. But I had to water this glue down to get it to come out of the nozzle. I didn't want to water it down too much because I didn't want it not to be gluey. But it's still a bit of a workout for your hand to get this out, I must say. You know, getting cramped by this stage, to be honest. Oh, Bobby's seen something out the window. It's very rare these days that you see anybody out the window. Everybody's staying home and staying safe. Ah, my hand. Right. So that one goes directly on top of that one. Of the other one, should I say. So, there we are. So that's those pockets put in. And they look lovely. They really do. I like those. Yeah, that's alright. That's not sticking for some reason, best known to itself. Come on. Stick down. That's bray already. That usually works. Right, so I'm going to pretty much ignore that for a while and let the glue do its job. I'm just going to take the measurement of what I need to put, you know, the tag, journal, whatever it is that I'm going to put in there. I need to know the measurements of it so I can make that while this is drying. So I think I need it to be about 4.5, it's to there, by 8 to there. For the back one, I need to write this down because, let's be honest, I'm not going to remember it. Let's do it on here. 4.5 times 8, and the front one probably going to be 4 or 3.5. Yeah, 3.5, I think, by 6. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it. Right, so there's my measurements that I need. Set this aside on top of the other pile of huge stuff that I've got, but never mind. Right, so what are we going to make the pocket with? Well, I'm kind of liking the idea of using some of this actually for the sort of back of the pocket. Oh, once again, which colour should we use? I think this colour is suitable. I'm going to leave that out. I'm going to do the back one with that. So is this big enough? Who knows, because I ran much. This used to be an 18-inch long ruler. Alas, it is no more, because it was on the floor and I rolled over it on my chair. And it genuinely did not do it any good at all. So I want this to be 4.5. So I'll slice it off at 4.5. And I want it to be 8 inches that way, which is good. I don't want it to be much more because that's kind of, it's A5, so that's sort of what it is. Right, so I don't think it's worth keeping that. I'm not going to keep that. So I now need an image to go on there of something or other. Or words. I could have words. I'm not opposed to words. Let's have a look, because in the back there's all this list of flowers and wildflowers found in the neighbourhood of Alton, Warwickshire. I mean, they would look quite nice on there. I think they would. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm going to use. So I need to cut this down then, because I want this to be the I want to have a border of green. So I'm going to cut this down at 4 by 7.5. So if I make it 4 there, I'm just going to have a big border of kind of nothing. So I'm going to bring that in to beyond where the writing starts. And cut that off at 4. By 7.5. But once again, I don't want all that white space at the top, the margin, the page margin. So I'm just going to cut that there, allowing a bit extra, and then I'll come back and cut the top off. Seven and a half. So there we are. So I'm going to glue this up and then stick it on. Which side do we want out? That's the side we want, so glue this side. We can sew this as well if we want to, if we think it's going to enhance it. Right, so this is a bit intricate. This has got to be right. It's got to be right. So it's 1/4 inch in each side and 1/4 inch from the bottom. Let's try that. See what that looks like. By golly, I think we've got it. Look at that. Wow. That looks nice. So I guess the question is to sew or not to sew. I mean, you can journal on that. You can. Let's just test that. Let's put a theory to the test. Let's use a blue pen. Yeah. Yes, I can journal. You can journal on that. So we don't need to put any paper on the back of that to make it journalable. That's done. All I need to decide is, am I going to sew around it? I don't think so, but until I actually see it in the page, I'm not really going to know. The other one that I'm going to do, I'm not going to put on a green border, because it's just going to be too predictable if I do that, and I don't want that. I like it when it's interesting. So I need an image, really, is what I'm saying. And I need it to be 3.5 by 6. That's nice, isn't it? But I don't know if it's 3.5. Let's have a look. 3.5. Not really. I'm over into the text. Oh, what about that? That's quite nice. Yeah, that's very nice. Oh, oh well. You've got to sacrifice something. You can't always be precious, otherwise you end up with sort of second rate, because you've saved the good bits and the rest of the stuff you've used isn't quite so good, so pretty. So I think that's nice there at 3.5. I could move it possibly 1/4 of an inch in. Yeah, I'm just going to move that 1/4 of an inch in so I don't get quite so much of the page margin. Turn it around and cut that 1/4 inch off. So line it up at 3.5. And then we want it 6 inches. Although if it was 6.5, it wouldn't actually be doing us any harm. So, yeah, I think I'm going to make it 6.5. I'll just get a bit more in of what I want. So this one, because it's not going on green, it's going to have to be backed by coffee stain paper. But that's pretty, I like that. So let's back it in coffee stain paper. Fit in there, yeah. And then I think that's pretty much that page done, really. The page within the page, not the page. The little page that lives within the page. Okay, down you go. Yeah, that's pretty, I like that. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to ink round there. I knew there was something missing. As my mother would say, blast it. That was as bad as it ever got in our house. If my mother said blast, you knew something was absolutely dire. Something was really wrong. Or she was cross with you, in which case skedaddle. Right, so don't forget to ink that one, and then I'm going to have to come back and attempt to ink that somehow as best I can. I'm trying to get into the habit of cutting and inking, because virtually everything you cut needs inking, so if you just ink as soon as you've cut, it should be alright. But the amount of times I forget. I made a bit of a pig's ear cutting that, to be honest. Bit of a pig's ear. There's another bit down there. Okay. Let's ink that before we go on and get fancy. There we go. Right, so exactly how am I going to achieve this inkiness? Just get in there. Yeah, a bit. It's going on the green. Let's try it from the other side. So much easier when you remember to do it in the time. That's okay. I'll get in there. Oh. Or not. Yeah, that's alright. That's okay. got a bit of ink there on the green that I would have preferred not to have, but it's there. So the question is, do I sew around them both or just this one? Let's have a look where they're going. See if this is ready to accept our tags. No, journaling cards. I need straightening out as well. So that goes in there. Like so. And this goes in here. Like so. That's quite pretty, isn't it? Coming along. Once that's flat, that'll be a lot nicer. Yeah, I think they both need sewing around. So I'm going to sew around them. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I've sewn around those, both of those, and I really like that. I'm glad that I took the time to do that. Looks a lot better, I think. Even with the bit of a muck-up with the, should we call it that? Bit of a muck-up with the inking malarkey. So I want to leave my threads quite long, but not ridiculously long. So, snip those off. And then that's that. Goes in there, that goes in there. And it looks all very nice. All very civilised. So we're cracking on. That's we've done this one, and we've even got the tags done for it. We've done this one, which is beautiful. It's an image and it needs nothing else. It's really, really nice. We've got this one. So it's just this one, which is actually the sort of top page, really, the bit that you will see. That goes like that, goes like that, and that goes like that. So I really want something here that is nice, and what I've decided, but flat. That's the critical thing. It's got to be flat. So I've got this lace that is very, very flat. It's really sort of man-made lace that I'd find it difficult to place in other journals, to be honest, but it's perfect for the job. So I'm going to put that along there, and then I'm going to put an image, and I'm hoping I've still got my foxglove. I think I've already used it, actually. So I'm going to have a look for another image that's going to fill that page up completely. I've got another book. I could use the foxglove out of it, but I don't want foxglove overload. So I'm just going to stick to that with an image on there. And then we've still got, after that, we've still got all of this to do. So we'll see how fat we're getting. Not how fat I'm getting. I know how fat I am, thanks. But how fat the whole thing's getting. So far, we're doing really well. It's really quite flat. So, you know, maybe we can go to town a bit more on these ones. So join me again for the next really riveting tutorial on how to do things that you already know how to do, as we make our way towards completing this lapbook. I've enjoyed doing that. I really like what we've achieved today, and I hope you do too. I'd really like it if you could make one of these. It's just such fun. There's just so much to cram in there, which I really like. But I'll see you next time. Keep an eye out for me. Subscribe to the channel if you want to, and then hit the bell, and then you'll know when next I upload a video or go live or any of those exciting things that I do. It would be great to see you. Thanks a lot. Bye.